Is 2016 BJC paper 2, 2016. The first question says find the value of, it has 5 to the third power or 5 cubed, and I am to subtract the square root of 100. Shouldn't have a problem with this because just last week we did through cube and squares, so we shouldn't have a problem with this problem right here. So what is going to be 5 cubed? Somebody tell me, what is 5 cubed? 125, because it's going to be 5 times 5 times 5. 5 cubed is 125. And then I'm going to subtract from that the square root of 100. What is the square root of 100? 10. So now I have 125 to subtract 10. So my answer is supposed to be 115. Pretty good. Okay. The next question says a bus leaves the station every 20 minutes. The first bus leaves at 8:55. Take this down. The first bus leaves at 8:55. It said every what? 20. Every 20 minutes. So that's bus number 1. Here goes bus number 2. 20 minutes after. If I do 0 plus 5, that's going to be a 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. Because it's more than 60, I'm going to put 1 and I'm going to carry 1. So the second bus will leave at 9:25. 20 minutes later, it's going to give me 2 plus 1 is 3, 9:35. So my what? It says find a time when the bus leaves the station every 20 minutes. The first bus leaves at 8:55 a.m. At what time is the third bus? So bus number 3 will be leaving the station at 9:35. Okay? Now, moving on to the next question on the paper. The next question says 6 pence cost $2.40. It's 6 pence cost $2.40. Now please remember, we're working with money. We are working with dollars and cents. It says calculate the cost of 1 pen. Shouldn't be much of a problem. 2.40, I'm dividing that by 6. 6 into 2 I can't, so I'm going to put a 0. My point 6 into 24 is going to go 4 times. 4 6 is 24. 0, 6 into 0, that's a 0. Now I have 0.40, but I'm working with dollars and cents. And so my answer here should have been 40 cents. Please make sure we write 40 cents, not just 0.40 or not just 40, but 40 cents. They're looking for these things in the exam. Then they ask us, so what is the cost of 9 pence? So I now have to go back to my 0.40 and I'm multiplying that by 9. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 4 is 36. 6 carry 3. 9 times 0 is 0. But my 3 is going to be there with my 2 decimal point. 9 pence would now cost me $3.60. And I make sure, now I don't have to write 60 cents this time, but I would write the dollar sign in front and then 3.60. It's $3.60. Moving on to our next question on the paper, and it says Mayor wants to mail, erase the board please. Mayor wants to mail a parcel by first class. The cost is 37 cents. And see, we're working again here with dollars and cents. The cost is 37 cents. So I could write that as 0.37. 37 cents for the first ounce. And 23 cents, 0.23. 23 cents for every ounce after that. calculate the cost of making a parcel that has 16 ounces. So right away it has 16 ounces. I am going to take out 1 ounce, which is my 37 cents up here, and I'm left with 15. So I now have to multiply my 0.23 by 15. 5 threes, 15. 5 carry 1. 5 twos, 10. And 1 is 11. 1 carry 1. 5 times 0 is 0, but my 1 will come. Put a 0 as place value. That's a 3. That's a 2. Now I add. That's a 5. That's a 4. That's a 3. And how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. So this would be $3.45 for my 15 packages and 37 cents. It's important that we keep that decimal point in place. 37 cents for my first package. Now I'm going to add 7 and 5, 12, 2 carry 1, 4 and 1, 5 and 3, $8.382. Again, making sure my dollar sign is there. It's $3.82 for my 16 packages. $3.82. Okay, moving on. And this one, I noticed some of us messed up a little bit on this one, so let's look at it carefully. It says Daniel borrowed $5,000. How much? $5,000. Daniel borrowed $5,000 from the bank for 2 years. 2 years at 9%. 9% simple interest. And it's important that they put simple interest there because you have 2 types of interest. It can be simple interest or it can be compound interest. And that is why they make sure to say simple interest. Because if it's compound interest, what happens is that each year you work the interest, add it to the principal, and then work the interest again. But when it is simple interest, it's pretty simple. You're simply going to write out the problem as the interest, which is 9 over 100, times my 5,000 over 1 times 2. Because I'm going for 2 years and it's simple interest, so all I'm doing is finding the interest and multiplying it by 2, so times 2. Now I'm going to cancel. These 2 zeros will eat up these 2 zeros, and so nothing is left at the bottom. So I do 2 times 50 is going to give me 100. 100 times 9 is going to give me 900. So the interest would be $900 for the 2 years on this $5,000. Now, the next part of the question asks you, so what is the total you must repay to the bank? So this 900 here is my interest, and then I'm going to add that interest to my 5,000, which was the principal. This is what I borrowed, 5,000 plus the 900 interest. It's going to leave me with $5,900 is what I will have to repay the bank. $5,900. My interest plus my principal. Moving on. Paper shouldn't take us very long because it was a pretty easy paper and I didn't expect us to get anything incorrect on this paper. Here we go. 300 mangoes were shared between Bob, Mary, and Jill in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 1. Guys, this is important. It's Bob, then it's Mary, and then it's Jill. Bob, Mary, and Jill in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 1. Remember, the ratio comes with the position the name holds. 2 to 3 to 1. Now, how many mangoes were we sharing? 300 mangoes. I'm going to add 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. I'm going to take 300 and divide it by 6. Then I divide 300 by 6, I'm going to get 50. And so Bob is going to get 50 times 2, which is going to make Bob 100. Mary is going to get 3 times 50, which is going to make Mary 150. And Jill is going to get 1 times 50, which is going to make Jill 50. And so the first question, and so normally I would do all of that before I get to even looking at what it is that they're asking me for on the paper. So now I look back to the paper, and the paper is asking me, how many mangoes did Bob receive? Here we go. Bob received 100 mangoes. And then the next question to that is asking me, so how many more mangoes than Bob did Mary receive? Now Mary received 150. So if Bob has 100 and Mary has 150, then how many more? How many more would be 50 mangoes more? Now I saw somebody having the correct answer for the second part, but not the correct answer for the first part, and I'm not sure how we do that, because you really have to get the first part correct before you could get the second part. Okay, moving on to the next question on the paper. Again, a pretty simple question. Pretty simple question. We go to doing an equation. This equation says y equals 2x plus 1. And all we're doing here is to substitute. They say calculate the value of y when x is equal to 2. So they gave us, normally x is always first and y comes next. X, and they gave us the value of x as 1, 0, and 2. They gave me the value of y, 2x plus 1. And I could work out to ensure that their value is correct. 2x. So if x is 1, then 2 times 1 plus 1 is going to give me 2 plus 1, which is 3. Next one, when x is 0, it's 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 would give me 1. When x is equal to 2, it's 2 times 2 plus 1. So this would be 4 plus 1, and so the value here would be 5. So that was a simple calculation, or simple working out the values. Now they ask me to put that on a graph. And again, pretty simple. I'm going to just use the board here for a graph. I need, this is my 0 point. So the graph would go this way. This would be, let's do -1 here. This is 0, this is 1. That's 2, 3, 4. I need to get to no further for x, for y. This is going to be -1. Then my 0 is here, sorry. So this is going to be 1, my y. 1, 2. This is the y-axis now. 3, sorry. 4, 5. I'm just going to do this to 6. Okay, so here we have the graph as they have shown us on the paper. This is the point 0. Then we're going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This axis is always called my y-axis. And this one right here is called my x-axis. X is going this way, y is going that way. When I'm plotting the graph, I look for, first of all, the x. So I'm looking for 1 on the x-axis. And 1 on the x-axis is supposed to line up with 3 on my y-axis. When x was 1, y was 3. When x was 0, okay, the point 0, when x was 0, y was 1. So that's the point right there. X was 0, y was 1. And when x was 2, y is 5. X is 2, y equals 5. And so, all I have to do now is to connect. And it's supposed to be a straight line. It looks a little bit wavy, but it is a straight line. I'm simply connecting the dots to get my points on a straight line. Okay, that was question number 7. That question is worth 5 marks, guys. The first 2 marks was just to plot these points. That was for 2 marks. Plot the points using the information, 2 marks. And to join them was for a mark. You cannot go to the exam and lose points, 5 marks for something as simple as that. Just to join the line, it's a mark. Just to plot the points, 2 marks. Just to put in these 3 dots. And it was 2 marks just to work out the value for that one. We cannot afford to go to the exam and lose simple points like that. Okay, moving on to the next question. The next question on the paper says, the chart below shows the weight of the students on the boys soccer team. We have Colin 47, Matthew 35, Peter 43, Eric 38, Christopher 40, Alexander 38, Jonathan 45, and Samuel 34. We need to put all of that information on the board. But they ask us for what is the modal weight. And what does modal mean again? Let's go back to that. What do I mean by modal weight? It's coming from the word mode. Coming from which word? Mode. What does mode mean? Mode means most often. So I could go back to the values that I have here. 45, 47, 35, 43, 38, 40, 38, 45, and 34. Which of those are repeated? Somebody answer me please, which is repeated?
38.
Only the 38. So my modal score here is going to be 38. So I have 38 more than once. Then they asked me for the mean weight, which we didn't have much problem. I didn't see much problem because all we're doing now is add 47 plus 35 plus 43 plus 38 plus 40 plus 38 plus 45 and plus 34. And when we add the total, what was the total again? What was the total? 240. Total for that day was 240. And because it was how many persons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are going to divide 8 into 240. What did I get? Was it 240? You sure it was 240?
It's 320.
320.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure that was 240 at all. So it was 320. The total of that is 320. And I'm dividing 320 by 8. And what did I get? 4. 4 8 32, so I get 40. So the mean or the average, which is another word that we use sometimes, the mean or the average was 40 kilograms. The weight was 40 kg. Moving on to the next question. The next question, I'm going to skip that construction of that angle. I'm going to skip all the way over to question 11. I'm going to come back to question the construction of that angle and probability. But let's skip over to question 11. And this is what I have for question 11. We're doing sets. We're looking at sets, and I was a little bit disappointed in how some of us answer these questions. This is E, set E, and this is set F. And I have 1, 2, 3, and 6 here. 8, 12, 24, and 4 here, 9 and 18 here. And nothing was on the outside. They asked me for the members of E. And it's a set, so the first thing I do is to put my bracket to show that I'm working with sets. I cannot just list the numbers, I have to put my bracket. E equals 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. That's E. Then they asked me for the members of F only. And this only here is very important. Because if I look at F, F is 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 12, 24, and 4. That's all of this would be F. But they didn't ask me for F, they asked me for F only, which means I'm going to take out that, and I'm left with F only being 8, 12, 24, and 4. These are the elements that are not a part of E, they are F only. Okay, so F only, 8, 12, 24, and 4. If they then ask me for F, then it would be 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 24, 12, and 8. They didn't ask me for F. Just like, notice the first thing they did was to ask you for E. Everything, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. The next part of the question they asked for is the common factors of 18 and 24. Guys, that's the intersection. It's common to both 18 and 24. That is why it is right here. These are numbers that are common to both 18 and 24. So the common factors should have been that set with 1, 2, 3, and 6. These are the common factors of 18 and 24. Now some of us messed up right there. Common factors would have been 1, 2, 3, and 6. And then they asked me for the highest common factor. I am now going to go into my common factors and take out the largest number. So the highest common factor of 18 and 24 would have been, the highest common factor of 18 and 24, and my answer there would be 6. And that shouldn't give me a headache because I already know that the common factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. So the highest common factor should have been 6. And I see some people losing 3 points right there for not being able to give me the factors of 24, and another point for not being able to give me the highest common factor. Persons just giving a factor but not the highest common factor. Persons would also lose a point at A, where they asked you to list the members of E, but we did not put the bracket. That's for 2 marks, and then the other one was 2 marks. Okay, now let's move on to question 12. And I think this is where I'm going to stop, and then we'll come after this paper at another day. Question 12. I think I do 12 and 13, and then we'll stop there. Question 12. Write 7/8 as a fraction. 7/8. 7/8 as a fraction. A fraction is simply a number over another number. So 7/8 is going to be 7/8 as a fraction. 7/8 is a fraction, 7/8. Then they asked me to express. This feels like a paper 1. This don't even feel like a paper 2. Express 3.5. For those of you who didn't mark this part, 3.5 as an improper fraction. Improper fraction. And my improper fraction is simply saying I am now going to have a bottom number that is going to be smaller than my top number. And what do? I simply go 2 times 3 is 2 times 3 plus 1, and all of that over 2. And that is going to give me 7/2. As I said, paper 1 question. improper fraction, 7/2. Last question I'm going to do, and then we're going to put this one here. It asks us for, this is a simple, this question 13. It's a plot of land. A circular pool was built in a rectangular plot of land. Here they gave me this. This is 4M. And this piece is called what?
Diameter.
It's called a radius. The circle inside here, that piece is called a radius. This entire distance is 8M, and this one is 6M. And they say use pi as 3, trying to make it easy for you as well. Use pi as 3. They're not giving you all the decimal calculation. You are to first of all calculate the area of the playground. So the area of the playground is going to be, so the area of the ground is a rectangular piece of land. So what is the formula? My length times my width. My length of 6 and my width of 8, and it's going to give me 48 meters square. And don't forget to put in the meters square. So it would be 48 meters square. And then they asked me to calculate the area of the ground surrounding the pool. Calculate the area first of the pool. And the area of the pool, using pi as 3, remember the area of a circle is pi times the radius square. Again, I said they made this paper very, very easy. Pi is 3 and the radius is 4. Radius square is going to be 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is going to be 16, and 3 times 16 is going to give me 48. This one right here is incorrect. This was not. I just said something is wrong. This is 6.4. Sorry. This one right here is 6.4. So we have to do that over because that is it. Okay, let's go back to the 3 times 16. 3 6 is 18. 8 carry 1. 48. So the area of the pool. This is the area of the pool. 48 meters square. Now the area of the ground is going to be 8 times 6.4. Let's do that. 8 times 6.4 times 8. 8 4 is 32. 2 carry 3. 8 6 is 48. And 3 is 51. 51.2. 8 4 is 32. 2 carry 3. 8 6 is 51. So the area of the ground is 51.2 meters square. Now they're asking you to find the area of the ground surrounding the pool. Now how do I get the area of the ground surrounding the pool? I am taking the area of the pool from the area of the entire plot of land. So the plot of land is 51.2 meters and the area of the pool is 48 meters. That's going to leave me with a 2. 8 from 11 is 3. And so the area of the playground around the pool is going to be 3.2 meters square. Let me just quickly go over that. 1, I'm finding the area of the pool. The area of the pool using pi is 3 times the radius square. 3 times 4 times 4. Radius square is going to give me 16. 3 times 16 is giving me 48 meters square. That's the area of the pool. Then they asked me to find the area of the entire plot of land. This is 8 meters. This is 6.4 meters. 8 times 6.4 gives me 51.2 meters square. Now they're asking me for this area around here, which is the area surrounding the pool. And what I'm doing here is I am simply taking the area of the entire plot of land, I'm subtracting the area of the pool, and the difference between the plot of land and the pool is going to be the area of the playground.